yes.
well before April.
Yeah, as soon as you get over the budget hump for the master,
The master.
then we ought to start thinking
Start
about
that right away.
Yeah.
I really think if you read, I was absolutely amazing amazed when I read through here, that some of the things, I mean, it talks about, when we'd have to, what we have authority to do and so
Okay.
forth, and I think because we've been going to the board with suggestions, we've probably been okay, but some of the work that we've done,
We didn't maybe follow the agreement exactly?
well, and I don't know that the district has either.
Okay.
But I
Can- Do we need to send a copy of that to everybody on the master board now? So just make sure everybody's got a copy of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, okay.
I think that's a great idea.
Nancy,
And have you sent it recently to me? Because I may not have read it, but if you're gonna send it to them, copy me too, and I'll read it this time.
We have copies here, I don't think that Julie sent it out electronically to
yeah,
everybody.
so why don't we have Julie send it out electronically to
Feedback.
to PPAC and to the Master Association?
So, yes,
Right.
okay.
Well, if she sends it to us, can one of us just forward it on to the
Yeah,
master?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, that way Julie doesn't have to gather all that
Right.
information up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, but I
Okay.
think it's,
Worth reading.
it's
Yeah.
definitely worth reading,
Okay.
and there's some triggers in here that, we need to be paying attention to. And I would comment that, John was the one who worked extensively with, Tony and us,
Okay.
before this went into place, and I think he probably would be a good, I don't wanna, he's not on the phone, so I don't wanna say, hey, John, but he would be the logical one
Yeah,
to see that through.
Okay.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely, I think so. And it seems to me, Nancy, didn't we revise this just a couple of years ago?
It was 2017.
2017, that's what I
Stated.
thought, yeah.
Yeah, a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I remember going through that whole process.
I mean, it was a lengthy process
Oh,
to
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, and I thought before, the term of these things gave us the ability to terminate it with a much shorter window and not, but it looks to me, in my reading of it, like it has to be triggered by April 1st to be effective October 1st.
And triggered by the master association.
Right, and which would mean that, and yes, triggered by the master. And, you know, when it's being worked through, fortunately, you've been involved in the budget process here, but, we need to be looking at it from the standpoint of, you know, will the reserves transfer or not? That's a big question. And I'm thinking maybe not, probably not, if it's district assets. And then what kind of control you wanna have over that, and there's a lot of issues too about who, when it comes to spending money, and requests have to be made, if they do, or writing the agreement, so maybe they don't, so somebody from the master doesn't have to come and talk to the CPD board. Where the way it's working now, most of what we do has to come in front of the board.
Okay.
So there's lots of issues to work out.
Mm-hmm, okay. That's a
Yeah.
good part. Okay.
Seems like there's more and more issues to work out every day.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So that's timing of revised. Bob, a new one popped up here, Ponds Group, Pond 35 lightning strike.
Yeah, I was very surprised that we had a lightning strike hit one of our pond compressor cabinet areas. We had 3 cabinets in this area. They were absolutely incinerated, and I just mean nothing but dust. If you went to the cabinet itself, you lifted it, it's no longer retained to the base.
Mm-hmm.
And we cooked a number of plants and trees that were in the vicinity of this cabinet.
Where's the
So I had
cabinet at?
pictures. Beg pardon?
Where was that cabinet located?
It's in Solaro, the Solaro community.
So I thought.
Next lakeside, which I
Yep.
don't know if you'd run into it, but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't
okay.
see it from any residence home. But, I got a call one morning from Jim Torba of, the golf course telling me my cabinets were burning the trees, and I might wanna look. When I went out there, it was totally incinerated, unbelievable.
Mm.
I'll have to walk down and take a look at it.
Yeah, do you have the photos there? Did that come through, Julie?
Is that what's up?
Yes, they came through. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you get a chance, go do it. That's
Yeah.
probably gonna cost them, 20 grand and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm, okay. All right,
Wow.
anything more on that, Bob?
Does he have the money to do it?
Nothing, yeah, we have the money.
You have the money?
Nothing more than that, but since we're talking about ponds, I will comment that, Karina should be finished with all the downspouts, by September. And depending on whether we have any money left, we'll then move to Matarita, but I would think we'll probably start Matarita at the beginning of the next fiscal year. And when Matarita's done, we're pretty much done, because everything down in, Prado and Pistoia is already covered by. So, if the owner's responsible, we're still beating the hell out of them trying to get it done, if they're responsible.
But don't you have to do, aren't you gonna have to do the upgrades on those four ponds where they didn't do it, the aeration adequately?
Well, that's the aeration, I was talking downspout.
Oh, this, I'm sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, the aeration, we still have probably a couple of years to get it done.
yeah,
The aeration, but we're getting there.
okay. Going back to the lightning strike, do we have to go to the board to get that expenditure?
No,
approved?
I wasn't planning on it because we got incrementally one at a time, and we have a maintenance agreement with the company that's doing it.
Okay,
And we won't exceed the 10,000 for,
okay,
for Chicago City.
that's what Chris can sign, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, sounds good. Okay, anything more on that? Ponds, okay. Next issue is Nancy Olson replacement. I think you all received a copy of the letter that I had drafted that I'm proposing we send out to the community, with the application form, and, see, what kind of response we get. I would ask that, if you know of anybody, we beat the bushes, because we need somebody with Nancy's financial kind of background to do this kind of work. So if you know of anybody, if you could encourage them to step up, that would be very helpful. You'll know.
I agree the letter should go out as soon as possible.
Yeah, now, the question is, in the letter, I put August 2nd, I believe, as the date that applications would be due. Do people think that's a reasonable time, or should we move it out a week and make it August 9th?
I think you need to move it out, would be my
Would you?
advice.
Yeah, it's September 1st or something, yeah.
Really?
A lot of people are gone right now, not just the snowbirds, but it just seems like a lot of people are on,
If they're on cruises or they're somewhere where they
Yeah.
can't get their emails.
yeah, I'd move it out a little bit.
Okay, how far do we think we need to move it out?
Well, if we finish this September 1st, that would cover it for September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. that would-
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we could make a choice, okay.
Yeah.
So are people, I assume, are comfortable with the letter and a September 1st, a date on it?
Did you change
Yep, it was a good letter.
in the form?
Yes, I've
Added
already
Julie.
done it, I will send it to Julie, I changed to Julie's name.
And the,
On both the letter and on the application form.
on the one, you listed all of our names and you chose me.
Right.
Fix
And
that.
I'll fix that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will all be fixed. Okay, moving along on the Gateway meeting attendance schedule, I am planning to go to tomorrow's meeting, which is largely this ponds revision hearing. then we have, Mike, can you tell us when the other meetings coming up are for the board?
Yeah, it is, it'll be August 1st, August 15th,
August 1st, 15th, okay.
Is
And-
August 15th the budget meeting?
it's a public hearing, yep.
So that's the
They'll,
one
they'll
that-
have a board, and there'll be a board meeting here,
Yeah.
and then they'll go over to the church for the hearing.
Okay. August 1st, August 15th, and then in September
5th.
5th? Okay.
Fifth and 19th.
Hmm?
I can do September 5th.
Okay, you got it,
Who's that?
Joe.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah, Joe.
Okay. Ron, I know you're out of pocket for going out.
Yeah, I'll go back to the first week in October.
Hmm?
It's available in August to cover.
August 1st and August 15th.
I can take either of those.
I will take the 15th, which is the budget meeting,
I'll take the first.
and you'll take the 1st, okay? Okay, and Joe, you got the 5th. I think we can work the others out, later, the 19th.
All right, for P-PAC in August, I will be there, I don't know how many people are gonna be there.
Yeah, we have sometimes canceled the P-PAC meeting in August.
Right.
The question is, who will be here and,
If you have enough, do you guys have to at least meet to formally approve our budget?
budget, yeah. Who will be here on, it would be the 8th of August?
I can be here.
I can be here.
I expect to be back by the 8th of August.
Do you, Joe? Okay. Nancy, will you be here?
I can be here.
Okay. I
Yeah,
would,
we'll- yeah.
hmm? Okay, I would suggest we'll go forward with the August 8th meeting, but it will be very abbreviated.
Okay.
It will be a formal,
We'll all appreciate that.
yeah.
So that means we'll hold it for 2 hours.
You're right, right. If we don't have a ponds report.
Yeah.
Oh,
And no more lightning strikes. That's 2 lightning strikes at Pelican then, because the town center, that panel got hit there.
Oh, yeah.
What can I do?
Huh?
The,
Air conditioning.
well, and then
Oh, I'm sorry,
the coffee, there was
coffee,
a
yeah.
lightning strike
That's right,
that
yeah,
put
yeah.
the coffee machine out.
yeah.
What
No, I
about
guess
up here?
Also the palm trees at the fourth quarter were hit.
Palm trees were.
That was a separate
Yeah.
strike? So we had 3 lightning strikes at Pelican. Woo,
Watch yourself.
getting to be a dangerous place to live.
Yeah, okay. Committee member requests and audience comments. Any audience comments? Okay, any committee member requests?
Not a request, but I had Scott print out the report he can do in lieu of the QuickBooks one.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give you 2, since you're the only 2 here. And maybe I can just email,
Yeah,
Scott, can you email just those 2 pages of the report?
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay, and the reason I think his report is even better than what QuickBooks does is, when you look at the very last column, for every budget line, it tells you how much is remaining in the budget for that year.
mhm,
So that's kind of a nice thing to be looking at, you know, you can see if there's starting to be an issue in any area where you're gonna go over budget. So,
you would propose to do everything on this now?
well, I think so, because a lot of my time that I spend in this here is inputting everything into QuickBooks. It's really a duplicate because it does nothing except produce a similar report, but not as informative as the one that Scott does. So I can see continuing the approval process here, but not the input into QuickBooks.
Mhm.
It's just redundant, it really is,
Mhm.
you know, and time consuming,
Sure,
very time consuming.
yeah. So-
Every month, there's, I don't even know how many invoices, a couple hundred maybe, that, you know, you gotta input line by line, you know. About eight or 8 or 9 entries in QuickBooks for every single invoice that comes. FPL, we probably have 40 to 45 bills a month for.
I agree. Nancy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just,
I mean,
and this
it's-
report
it's-
is so informative,
It
it
sounds,
just
sounds
gives
like
you everything.
sounds like a no-brainer.
Can we blow it up a little bit? My eyes are not.
Can you blow it up when you send it out or not?
I can,
Try,
yeah, I'll see what I can do about that. It may have to come on, multiple pages.
okay.
That would be okay, I just can't see it.
And with the other thing being, QuickBooks, the version I have right now is no longer supported by QuickBooks. And we bought a version that was not transferable, so you would have to buy another QuickBooks for the next person too at $200 to $300. So for something that's redundant, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So do you,
Guys,
yeah,
say goodbye.
okay, we're about to end anyway.
Goodbye.
Yep.
You need any further, you can just make this shift.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other member requests or comments? Next meeting?
No, I got heard and I'll hang up.
Okay.
Bye.
Next meeting is, the 8th of August. I entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I recommend we adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for attending, both those here.
Very good.
Those here and those on the
We
phone.
get a lot of